I have a question from Lynn, from New Orleans. So Lynn writes, I know the job of the Jew is to repair the world, but I want to ask you how this can be done in situations like we see between Israel and Palestine, and with a regime like the Islamic State, which seems to be bad, if not worse, than the Nazis in many ways. I know Jews and non-Jews as well did a great deal of good during the Holocaust, so I know it is possible under the most difficult conditions. Just want to hear your thoughts on this. So it's not so much of a question, it's more like raising a topic. And
first of all, regarding the Holocaust, there were warnings before the Holocaust that something like that would happen. Rav Kook warned about it. Rav Ashlag not only warned about it, but he was born in Poland, and he realized that bad things were going to happen. So what happened is he started to explain to people, and he was in a good position to explain. He was, at that time, Warsaw was like the capital of European Jewry. And he was a judge, Dayan, in Warsaw. So when he said something, and he was considered a genius, when he said something, people listened. So he started saying that things are going to get worse here in Europe. He started explaining about the role of the Jewish people and what they have to do, and he started talking about unity and everything. But at the time, the Jews would not listen, most of the Jews. So what happened was he gathered around him those who would listen and told them, let's go to Palestine, today's Israel. This is the land of Israel. This is where we need to build our unity. This is where we can fulfill our vocation. And if we go there, we will succeed, and we will also save ourselves, because the world is going in a bad direction at the moment, and the only way we can change it is by uniting. So he started uniting people around him, around the idea, just like Abraham, not around himself. And the leaders of the community in Warsaw objected more and more strongly. He was excommunicated. And people were told not to listen to him. So he gathered those that he could, those who would listen to him, and together they ordered from Switzerland wood houses to be shipped to Palestine. 300 families, where he planned for them to all move together to Palestine and establish a settlement there and live together and create unity and begin the correction process. So there were 300 families ready to go to Palestine, to Israel. And the community leaders of the time, there's documentation about all of it, spoke to each of those families and told them, if you go with Rav Ashlag, you and your families will be excommunicated. We will just completely ignore them. We will not let you marry anyone from our community. You will not receive any support, moral, financial, of any kind. No services, nothing. If you go with him, to us, you're not part of the community, you're not Jewish. So all those families, all 300 families, went back on the idea and stayed in Poland and didn't go with Baal Sulam. He went there with only his family. The result, we know. So it's very sad. But again, if we look ourselves in the eye, we cannot blame anyone. We Jews, have a mission, a role to play in humanity. There is a good reason why all people, are so focused on the Jewish people and on Israel. People who aren't aware, less educated people, non-Jews, who are less educated normally, who've never seen Israel on the map, for example, usually when you show them on the map where Israel is, they are amazed. They think that Israel is this huge country, that it's a superpower. And when you tell them, no, it's this little dot here on the map, they can't believe it. And why? Because naturally, every person in the world is focused on Israel. Israel serves as an example in whatever it does. Whenever it does something good, it immediately radiates throughout the world. Whenever it does something bad or not so good, negative waves are projected throughout the world, and everybody accuses Israel of everything. When Hitler said that if European Jewry drags Europe into another war, it'll be the end of the Jews in Europe, he didn't say it as propaganda. He said it because that's how he felt. And every non-Jew has a sense inherent within, unconsciously, that Jews hold the key to the world's better life. I'm not even sure I'm answering her question, but that's in relation to the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. So we cannot expect bad things to not happen to Jews unless they do what they must. Okay? It's a natural law. You cannot expect to jump off a 10-story building and not be hurt. And the fact that halfway down you're still fine doesn't mean you'll stay fine when you're at the end of the drop. Okay? It's a natural law, just like gravity.